Hello students, Eric Magidson here. I'm your instructor for CIS131 online. I've had a few questions in regards to how we navigate Blackboard, how you'll work through the class, etc. So I wanted to go ahead and create this video. Hopefully I answer all your questions, but if not, please feel free to email me and I'll answer them individually. So when you first come into Blackboard, you're going to want to make sure you check for new announcements here. Under the announcements section, this should be the landing page for you when you open Blackboard for the first time each time. I do a lot of emailing of announcements as well as posting them here, so you might see some redundancy, but make sure you're checking email and here frequently. Faculty information is right here. Remember that email is my preferred method of communication. If you email me correctly with CIS131 in the subject line, that's guaranteed that A, your email will be read, and B, that it gets forwarded to my phone, so you'll get a fast response. Remember that my committed response is within 12 hours, I will respond to emails. So keep that in mind. If you get responses sooner, great. Please don't make that an expectation. So getting started, under the Getting Started section, you walk through. You've already done some of this. You have two attendance requirements. The first one was a drop box practice assignment. The other one you should be seeing, it is the syllabus quiz. So depending on the class, the dates of course change from what you're seeing here on the video. So a quick welcome video, some things on success that I think are important. Lots of questions on which version of Office do I need. Well, Office 2007 is what the book goes through, but certainly you can use Office 2010 and students have done that successfully. It might take a little bit of critical thinking on some things like word art to find something that looks similar. So I'm looking to you to demonstrate the outcomes. A video, if you're not sure how to attach a file on Blackboard, best learn how to do that. That's how you're going to submit all your homework. Here's the Dropbox practice assignment and that syllabus quiz. Under here is the course syllabus and a grading worksheet. I provide a worksheet to where you can keep track of your grades as we go along. Plus I keep a running total of a grade as well as what the current letter grade is. And that's calculated based on all of the assignments that I have graded and that you have completed to date. So it doesn't include things that you haven't completed. Our weekly schedule is pretty important. Get a lot of questions on this. What's due each week? Well, all the homework is due Sunday at 11:59 of the end of the week. So as you can see, I provide days for the online class, and I do that as a way for you to manage your time. If you get in on Monday and Wednesday and you start lesson 1 on Monday and Wednesday you do the rest of lesson 1 and lesson 2, you stay on track, you're in good shape. Remember that the number one reason that students give for dropping or not completing or not successfully completing an online course is time management. So that's why I give you the days. Those aren't the exact times you need to get in, but those are days you can expect me to communicate with you. So what's due the first week? Well, any assignments that are under lesson 1 or lesson 2. So you're going to want to check those. So let's go into, we're going to start with Excel lessons. We're going to start with Excel. Here's lesson 1, so we'd go in there and we'll look at what each folder, each lesson folder contains. It contains a chart of the outcomes, what you're going to be expected to demonstrate via the homework and or quizzes. Here is the Excel student data files. This is a zip file, so this includes all of the Excel files you're going to need to complete the Excel portion of this class. So you're going to want to download this, unzip it, because remember you cannot use the files in zipped format. It gives them to you only as read-only. So when you go to try to save the homework, it's going to say, I can't save it. Make sure you unzip it, save it to a thumb drive, save it to your computer so that you can use the files accordingly. Each chapter will have the PowerPoint in case you want to go through that, as well as some supporting videos that I may create or videos from Atomic Learning, which we'll talk about later in the class. So here's a lesson 1 video. There's some practice quizzes for you to do. These are not assigned unless I assign them as a quiz. It's a practice quiz unless I say you must submit, say, lesson 3's practice quiz as a graded assignment or lab. Here is the homework. So for lesson 1, project 1-1, you're going to complete it. Make sure that you're coming in and checking how I want you to save the file. You need to save the files with your first initial last name and whatever I ask you to save it as. Please realize the reason I have you do this is I have, I'll have 30 to 35 students in a class or so, and consequently, if you're not putting your first initial last name on an assignment, I may not know whose it is. So make sure every assignment, everything you turn in has your first initial last name. Here's an example. Now, a lot of times you're going to get a homework example, and I'll make that one work. The homework example gives you an idea of the completed file in PDF format. Why in PDF? So you can't just copy and paste it into Word and make it work. So I'll make sure all of the homework examples work so that you have them accordingly. So that is the Excel portion. The Word portion would be the same. Any kind of practice quizzes are all together. Finally, book materials. You're going to want to make sure you get the books because, of course, although I give you all the information online, the books contain all of the assignments that you're going to complete. Here is another way to get the Excel student data files, the PowerPoints all in one Excel, and the Word knowledge assessment answers, the knowledge assessments in the back of the book, and I will post the Excel knowledge assessment answers shortly. So that's basically how you progress through the course. You're going to want to make sure that you're checking that weekly schedule. And if we're in week 1, then the homework's due Sunday of week 1, week 2, and so on. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email me, and have a great day.